The real Sanatan is the universal law, ever existing law, which is explaining how we should live our life as a real human being. What is the most important chapter in the Bhagwad Gita?
According to you?
First. First chapter.
Why?
If you don't have the doubt, leave the book.
Do you meditate in Himalayas?
Yes, Badrinath. My favorite.
Your favorite
Mana
place.
is the place behind Badrinath.
Mana.
Sanatan, in my experience, became a religion. And that's the trap.
That's the trap.
And Sanatan in itself is universal, never changing.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं हिमांशु भट्ट। आज हमारे साथ हैं पोलैंड के रॉन वेंडर पोस्ट जी, जो एक योगा टीचर हैं और प्रैक्टिशनर है सनातन के, और ये अपने स्कूल्स चलाते हैं, योगा स्कूल्स, जो क्रोएशिया में भी है, पोलैंड में भी है, और इसके अलावा और जगहों पर भी इनके स्कूल्स है। आज हम इनके बारे में जानेंगे कि कैसे इनकी ये सनातन की जर्नी शुरू हुई और कैसे कैसे इन्होंने सनातन धर्म को अपनाना शुरू किया और क्या इनके अनुभव रहे। वैन जी, आपको मेरा प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
फर्स्टली आई वांट टू नो योर बैकग्राउंड, कि वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम, व्हाट यू डू देयर।
Basically, in my background is that I was a nurse, a social worker, and when I met yoga, then actually this is really nice that when I did the first yoga class, asana class, then I was, there was a button was switched, as if I was coming home. I was instantly in love with it. Okay. I really knew this is what I want. And my yoga teacher said, Ron, please, this is your first class. I said, no, yeah, I know, this is my first class, this life. But this is what I want. So slowly, I went into the yoga more and more and more. First asanas and Iyengar yoga. I met Iyengar, and he teaches me also really, really nice. And then slowly I changed, because I thought, yeah, but it is not only asanas. It is not asana. There is more than asanas. And then I met Guruji, my Guru Bhavraji. And then I was jumping from a little lake into the big ocean of knowledge. And that changed my life totally. Totally. Okay. And I asked with my Guru, he became my Guru, and I asked him what to do. He said, you start teaching people also the philosophy, the Vedas, what you just said with Sanatan, the universal law, how it is to be a human being. And since that time, I just started teaching, and it went on and on and on. I left my jobs, and to really become only one thing is teaching yoga.
This is about your yoga experience.
Yes.
But yoga is a part of Sanatan. Because Sanatan is universal.
It is, but yoga is
Hinduism is also part of Sanatan. I think everything is a part of Sanatan. Everything is a part of Sanatan. What do you think about Sanatan? What is real Sanatan is according to you?
The real Sanatan is the universal law, ever existing law, which is explaining how we should live our life as a real human being. And the most important part in that is walk your talk, right? And if we don't walk our talk, where are we talking about? People can talk about, oh, this should be done, that should be done. But if you don't do it, it is actually the message, do it. Like the Gita is telling you, it's very simple, do it. Sutras Patanjali, they just tell you, do it. Don't see it as a philosophy that we can talk with a cup of tea or coffee or beer or wine. No. It's a way of life. If you don't live your life, what's the use of these books? You can just throw them away because it's nice if you want to read that book, but if you don't live accordingly, what's the use of the book? And I think that is the message not only for Western people, but also Indian people. I saw my first time I was in India, I was 76. And what I see the difference is that we become more westernized in India. right? People also see the yoga schools focus on Western people. We lose also track. India also, there are original teachers, really, and I love them because they are teaching, they are preaching the Sanatan. But in these days, and that is what I see, when wealth is coming more, people become more lazy. And actually the big difference in the West also is, how do you say that, preventive state of mind. You should have a preventive state of mind. But if we are rich, we can allow all kind of things, we become lazy. We don't work anymore for ourselves.
Do you read Bhagwad Gita?
Yes, of course.
So what
It's
you
a
like?
yoga.
It's a yoga. What you like most in Bhagwad Gita? Actually, everything is very important in to change our life. Bhagwad Gita teaches life management, and I think Bhagwad Gita teaches everything which are present in universe.
What is the most important chapter in the Bhagwad Gita?
According to you,
First chapter.
Why?
If you don't have the doubt, leave the book.
Okay.
If you don't have the doubt, you don't understand the book. You can read the book as a Bible, as a holy book. But if you don't have that doubt Arjuna had, then you don't understand the answers. Why does Krishna is talking about Sankhya in the second chapter? Why? You should use your brains. You should reflect. Then he starts about karma yoga. I think it's a very clear book, but if you don't have the doubt in life, if you don't searching for the goal of life, leave the book. Don't say, oh, I read them. I met one of my students and he said, yeah, I read it once. I said, no, this is not reading once. This is your, guideline through life. You should read it every time there is a situation in your life and you doubt, take the book. The answer is there.
Bhagavad Gita has a solution of every problem.
I think so.
Is there any transformative effect on your life? Is there any transformative effect of Bhagavad Gita in your life?
It is both for me. Bhagavad Gita is definitely a book of yoga for me.
For you.
And I don't see it as, but many people see it as a holy book. I see it as my practical guide through life. And that I really, really, really appreciate, because I think what they wrote there is such a value in life. Even if it is 1,000 years old, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 after Kali Yuga, then I think people should be aware, what does it mean that this knowledge is still existing after 5,000 years? And it is not only 5,000 years, this knowledge, it's way older. But then it was the Mahabharat, and then it was written, and for the Kali Yuga people. So it is written how we should live. I think I'm a very simple man, and I see it very simple way. If you want to know how to live your life, read the book. How simple can we make it?
So I think everyone should read Bhagavad Gita. Every person should read Bhagavad Gita to transform their life.
Because the first chapter is very important. If people don't doubt life, if they don't reflect on life, if they don't feel, oh, what is it that I should do? But if you have these honest questions inside, then I think this book is the best guideline which you can imagine.
So you read Bhagavad Gita, you read Patanjali Shruti,
yes,
and you are a practitioner of Sanatan and yoga. So what is life according to you and your life experiences?
Wow. My life experience is that there is more, way more than this worldly life. And that is I like to explore. That subtle life, that holy life, that divine life. And the divine life is so strong, the universal law. I want to surf on the waves of the universe, right? And that is guiding me. I don't go against it. I felt that I should surrender myself totally to the universal law of love. And that doesn't make me depending on it, but I surrender myself and I stay responsible for every single action I make myself, right? So it doesn't take away my responsibility, oh, I will surrender so everybody will take care of me. No, not in that way. So what it means for me for life, that I really feel that if I go inside with meditation, I feel so much more divine energy, which is inside of us, inside of me. We have a really, if people say, oh, you have to discover the world, start inside of you. You can discover so much. Then if you go inside and you go up, you feel that we all are living in the shadow of life. So I want to live in the light of life.
You are living in the light of life.
Yes.
You came to India, I think, in 1976.
Yes.
So what was your first experience in India?
My first
Your first experience when you saw the divine land of India. So what was your first experience at that time? Back to India.
When I came to India, I went to the Himalaya, and then I had the feel I'm home.
Okay.
This was just the place I felt at home. And I was so surprised of that. I was so really feeling this is doing more than I can understand on those days. Later, when I came back more, then I felt, why am I so in love with this country? When I met Guruji, then I understood, come on, wake up, wake up. And then I said, he said, I was waiting for you. I said, what? You were waiting for me? How do you mean? He said, we share lives together. And then I realized, oh, okay. That's why I was in love in the first yoga class, because I came home in the field where I was working also previous life. So it was just homecoming feeling.
Your soul is in Sanatan and your body is Western.
You can say so.
That's why you feel India is your home.
Yeah, Swamiji also tell me every time, come home. And when I'm here, I feel relaxed. I feel at home. Students of me, they say, Ron, if you step down the chairs of the plane, you change.
Okay.
I said, so? I feel good.
Do you meditate in Himalayas?
Yes, Badrinath.
Badrinath.
My favorite.
Your favorite
Mana
place.
is the place behind Badrinath.
Mana.
And there is a cave of Vyasdev.
So you meditate in that cave?
Yes.
So how was your experience there?
Oh.
Because people meditate in Delhi's, Gurgaon's and metropolitan cities. But meditating in the lap of river Ganga, Ma Ganga, and meditating in Himalayas and even in the caves. So how was the experience there, and how this experience is different from these metropolitan cities?
This was actually mind-blowing. It was so easy to meditate there.
Okay.
It was so easy to go above the nature. It was so easy to go in your subtle form and explore and expand. It was so easy, you felt also the energy. You felt that you were carried, actually. And it was an amazing experience to sit there. And also with Swami Yogananda, we were sitting in Badrinath in the ashram, in a room, for 10 days and fasting and only meditating and do philosophy. That's heaven. For me.
For you.
For me, that's heaven. And maybe people will think, what are they doing with the two? Only in the room, do nothing, no eating, no drinking, but we had a perfect time. This was the best days I ever had, and we went several times.
Have you ever experienced any miracles or any presence of God or we can say divine powers while doing meditation?
When you're in meditation in these spots, it's so easy to go above your physical form. It is so easy to go beyond that part, that you reach the subtle areas. And you see the divine, you feel the divine. It is not seeing, but it is feeling the divine energy. You feel, that there is so much more and so beautiful, so full of love, that if you come back in this gross form, then you just think, people are just living in the shadow of light. They don't see the light. It is there. It is inside of each of us. But we don't teach the children. We don't, it is such an area which we don't pay attention on, which can help us. Guruji always said, spirituality will be the solution for the problems in the world. But nowadays I think, well, we need a lot of spirituality to get peace in the world. People are so getting more in what we call Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga.
You know, that it is greedy and selfish. And if you look around in the world, greed is the biggest disease. COVID is just, this. But greed, it's amazing. How many people earned billions of dollars through the COVID? Right? So greed is really the biggest threat for humankind.
Being a yoga teacher or being a practitioner of Sanatan, what is the major mistake people doing in meditation?
Hoping for a miracle.
Hoping for a miracle. Everyone is waiting for
enlightenment. We should be patient. It's a way of life. It is not just like pressing a button and you get enlightened. I think the biggest mistake is that they are expecting, while we are saying that try to take away your desires. Don't go for the fruit. No, I will not go for the fruit, so I will meditate and I will fly. Mm-hmm. No. Teaching your child how to behave is daily job. So teaching your mind, guiding your mind is a daily job. When is it finished? You don't know. When you control the mind, when you can just suppress it on a gentle way, not on a fight mode. No, you just try to calm down and don't have any desires anymore to the outside world. Then the fight will stop. You don't have to suppress it. Don't suppress, but just try to go above it. Be the watcher. Be the watcher of your own life. Be the watcher of your own desires. Where do they come from? Just let them go. They are not helping you to go inside because they try to pull you outside. But inside of you and me and everyone, that love and that knowledge is already existing there, just waiting till you knock on the door.
Actually, you are wearing Tulsi Mala in your hand and wearing Rudraksh and Pearl in your... So, is there any positive impact of Rudraksh or pearls on your body? Have you ever feel that impact?
It is a little bit the same with my clothes.
Okay.
My Swamiji gave me the white cloth. Every day I put it on. And every day I feel this. Every day I wear it. I feel the importance in me. It gives me a kind of awareness. Many friends, they say, why do you wear white? I said, I like the color. I say, I don't make so much story about it. But for me, it is an important part in the tradition of our Guruji, that I feel that I'm honored to wear white, because I like to walk on the path of knowledge. I like to walk on the path of Sanatan. I'm not there. I'm not yet there, but I do my best. And every day again, when I wear these clothes, and my malas, I'm realizing that is helping me every day again. And I'm really, really surprised when I start wearing this, that it has such an impact. And I'm not perfect, but I'm work in progress.
Every person in work in progress. No one is perfect.
Definitely.
If he is perfect, only one person is perfect. That is God.
That's true.
There are some more questions. Do you speak Sanskrit or Hindi?
I will do it next life. I promised.
Okay, when you born in India.
Oh, I don't know. It is possible. But once I started, when I met Guruji, I started to learn Hindi. And then I came to India and everybody wanted to talk English with me. And after a little while I thought, okay, let it go. Everybody wants to speak English, so let's... I regret that I made that decision, because it could help me with reading the sutras way better. And now I do it with the understanding and the teaching of my Guru and and Swamiji. But that's next life I will do the Sanskrit.
So how do you learn sutras and slokas?
The funny thing is that when I was with Guruji, Bhavraji, I could read the most difficult books in his presence. Also with Swamiji, I could read the books in his presence easily. I made notes and everything, and when I came home in Holland, I thought, why did I make these notes? The text was again more difficult. Then I said, in their appearance, in their energy.
His energy helps you.
It helped me. And I had many lectures from Guruji. He was talking in Hindi to the public here, and I was sitting next to him, and I didn't understand a word, but I think unconscious, I got so much from him. And in that way, these sutras and my experience with meditation gave me also the insight of what it does really mean. Some kind of sutras which you experienced in my life, then it is very clear. Then it is really a clear book. It is not a complicated book, but you have to practice. If you want to become a swimming teacher and you never go into the water, everybody knows that doesn't sound good, right? You have to go in the water. If you want to read the books like the Gita or the sutras, you have to go inside.
You have to go inside.
You know no other way. If you don't do that, just leave the books.
Right. There are so many mantras, slokas, sutras in Sanatan. So every sutras, every mantra has their importance. Or there's huge explanation of one mantra. Which mantra or sutra you like most?
You know, that is my weak point, my Sanskrit.
Okay.
I really know what is for me the most important part. No, there is one shloka, but I can't express it in Sanskrit.
It's okay.
But it is like if you see the action in the non-action, and if you see the non-action in the action, then you're a wise man. And that is a big impact. If we can really learn that one, I think we understand why the Gita is written.
What is India?
India.
I won't say India, I will say Bharat.
Bharat.
India is a name given by foreigners. So India is not our real name. This is the land of Bharat. What is Bharat according to you?
Bharat, according to me, is getting smaller and smaller. Not in the size of the worldly form, but I feel, and I regret that, I feel that India is not anymore a spiritual country, but it is just a normal country, but there is still pure spirituality, but you have to look for it more carefully by time. And I feel that there is so much distance from that, what it was, in my eyes, that I really feel that Bharat becomes more India.
Bharat becomes more India.
Yes. And I wish that Bharat become more Bharat again.
Bharat again. Right.
That is what my impression is in these days.
What is Hinduism according to you? What do you think? What is Hinduism? Or what is Hindu? Because it is a part of Sanatan, or you are practicing Sanatan, you are a yoga teacher, you are a spiritual seeker, and you think your soul is Sanatan, your soul is Bharatiya. So I think you should...
Maybe Sanatan, in my experience, became a religion. And that's the trap.
That's the trap.
And Sanatan in itself is universal, never changing. But what I see, what I feel, is that it became a religion, like what I saw in Christianity, right? People are doing it, all kind of karmakand, but they lose the real essence of these rituals. That it is not just, being a Hindu by birth. Then I say, yeah, that is with Christian also, with Muslim also, with whatever. But the difference is Sanatan or Hindu becomes more a religion, and that is what I regret.
That is why you are...
Yes.
The last question. What message would you like to give to the society according to your experiences?
My experience is saying that we should go inside, reflect inside, and try to find the love inside. And then from that point, we can spread the love to the world, because the world needs love. The world needs spirituality, and not as a blind faith, but as an experienced one. So you have to act for yourself. You have to take up your own responsibility and just be a kind human being. If we all try to be a kind human being for yourself and for others, this world will be a better place. That would be my advice.
धन्यवाद आपको बहुत बहुत.
Thank you